Technical difficulties.
We'll be back in a moment. Everybody, welcome back to another Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. We are so excited to have you. We have made it all the way to episode 7, even though it feels like we've watched
way more
episodes because so much has happened. It's been crazy. So just a reminder that Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is rated TV 14 and can be found on Netflix and Crunchyroll. So totally come on over and watch with us. I'm Liesl, the programming assistant at the library.
And I'm Kelsey. I'm a volunteer and also a member of the Friends of the Library group.
Yes. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks
Very
for having
exciting.
me.
Yes. And so let's see our little recap. I'm going to give it a go this time.
Okay.
See if I can do it. Kelsey didn't help me remember anything before we started recording. No way. So in episode 6, what happened was Armstrong and Ed and Elle, they, all three of them, go looking for Marco. I was going to say and Polo. Okay, they look for Marco and they find him, but he is the only doctor in the town that they find him in. So they decide to leave him be, but he does give them some information as to what they need to research when they get back to the capital. So that was good. From there, they went to Winry's house in Rockbell.
That's their last name. That's Winry's last name.
So they went, Resemble. This is painful.
You're doing great.
Anyways, okay. So they went back to where they grew up. And Winry had made all of Ed's automail. There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so they went there to have her fix everything because that just made sense. So they got to hang out with Winry and her grandmother. They were childhood friends. It was a really awesome episode, just kind of chill and relaxed. And it was great. One thing that we realized after the fact, after our last episode, was that there was an after credits scene in which we discovered that Winry, dun dun dun, forgot a screw.
Yeah, because she was cleaning up after her 3-day series of all-nighters and just found a loose screw that had a little label on it, and she was like, oh, oops.
And so now my tummy is doing twisties because this has got to affect things. This is not going to go well. This is not going to be good. Ugh. I've had so much emotion already, Fullmetal Alchemist. Come on.
And after we had all these super emotional episodes, and then we had a nice one for once where everyone was relatively okay.
Yep. Right up and until that after credit scene. So we'll definitely make sure to check for those moving forward.
So they're headed back to Central.
Yes.
And they're going to go check out that library that Marco told them to take a look at. So they are hot on the trail of how to make a Philosopher's Stone, because that is their primary goal.
Yes. Yes. And this episode is called Hidden Truths.
Oh, there you go. Which you can find plenty of those in a library.
You
Wink,
can.
wink.
Dun, dun.
I blinked more than I winked.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's just fine. You're blinking, winking with both eyes. Blinking, winking.
Yeah. Blinking, winking.
I actually really love that. I'm going to call you that from now on.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right. Ready to dive in?
Yes. Episode 7.
Episode 7.
It's totally going to be fine. It's just smooth sailing from
Oh
now
my
until
goodness.
the end of the series. Yeah.
Lies. And we are going to go ahead and press play now.
Alchemy, the science of understanding, deconstructing, and reconstructing matter. However, it is not an all-powerful art. It is impossible to create something out of nothing. If one wishes to obtain something, something of equal value must be given. This is the law of equivalent exchange, the basis of all alchemy. In accordance with this law, there is a taboo.
I do really love this intro.
Human
I do want to memorize it so that we can say it while it's happening.
Well, you can say it. I can't memorize anything.
Oh, right, yes. Except for maybe this song.
Maybe.
It's so good.
It's one of
Are
those,
you guys dancing at home?
That's one of the few things, because songs are much easier to remember and memorize.
true.
That's why they use them to teach stuff when you're a kid.
Right.
And many, many, many years ago, I took 2 semesters of Japanese class, and I was terrible at it. And my teacher didn't believe me that I had a few songs memorized, but I actually did at the time. I don't remember them now. But I was so bad, she was like, "Are you sure that you have these songs memorized?" Like, yes.
Yes.
Don't judge me.
Aw. That's awesome, though. Mm-hmm. The show is so intense.
Yes. Yes.
Like, every time I focus in, it's like, oh, goodness, what is happening now?
Dude, look at all these characters you've met.
I know. It's very exciting. Do you want to say hi? Come on and wave, Ross. There's Mr. Ross / Ross.
On their journey
Oh.
to Risenbold, Ed and Alan
forgot that
encountered
part.
I did.
alchemist Dr. Tim Marco, who admitted to possession of an incomplete
And
philosopher's stone.
that
Moved
Al
by
was in a
Ed's
box.
determination, Marco gave the brothers the location of his hidden research materials. After Ed's automail had been repaired, he and Al immediately left for the first branch of the National Central Library, where they hoped to find Dr. Marco's research into the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone.
Dr. Marco's research! It's all gone!
Oh, no.
In the end, burning
What happened?
the entire place down was easier.
She's explaining.
Oh.
Yes, the Full Metal boy found out about Marco's research. Something had
Oh. They were thinking about that at the end of the episode, weren't they?
thought I would come
Okay.
to see how things are progressing in East City. Is he here? Gluttony?
I smell him. I can smell him. The
Yeah.
Scarface just fallen. He's close. I can taste
He said
his
Scarface.
teeth like blood. I still
Ew.
get to eat him right.
Oh yes,
Ew.
down to the last strand of hair.
Ew.
Yeah, he's gross.
He's icky.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh. Well. Mustang also looks so young.
Mm-hmm.
Not even a hair. He is probably fine.
It's fine. No coffee.
A lot of bystanders there.
Did you see who was watching?
I did scan the crowd, but
Yeah.
angst.
Super subtle.
Wow. Oh, I think I'm gonna like her.
I like Jessica a lot.
Oh no.
This is totally not what happens at the library.
No,
No.
never. It is. I have two. Yes. And act.
It's very dramatic.
Yes.
No.
How cool would that be? This is so cute. Enjoy. mean, it's obviously a code.
What?
He knows what's up.
Mm-hmm. Always pay your research assistants.
Ah! Everything. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Nerds.
Right?
I love it.
It's so fantastic. This guy's just like, Shiska. Oh no. He didn't like sneak them a cipher or something. Oh. Uh-oh. What'd she do? Oh. Oh. Sheska. Yeah. Yeah. Rude. Oh. Hey, couple goals. Let's see your babies. You have no idea. You think? Stop yawning. So sleepy. Ha-ha. Truth.
A little research montage.
I really like it. I want to use that for my research.
That little song.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. For 10 days. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
He probably shouldn't have told them, but
Right.
it's fine.
Definitely should not have told them. These two gossipy gossips out in the hall. Boo.
It's okay. They're good kids.
They are good? Okay. All right, good.
It's just, secret's not a secret if everyone knows.
Truth. Mustache. Sparkles. Oh my God. I was just going to say, is his shirt going to come off? Ah. Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, like...
Yeah. The tears and the sparkles. Lies. Mm-hmm. We all are. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh, no.
Yeah, those two did not sign up for
I
this.
know. They're like, Uh-huh. I didn't even realize that was them at first.
He specifically told them,
Yep.
don't do this because I know you're going to. And then they do.
Yeah, I mean, he knew they were going to.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I was waiting for the big clunk of him hitting the ground.
Well, yeah.
Truth. Just the facts. Oh. Oh.
This poor baby.
I know.
Mm. Hmm.
That's great.
Not very good lights, but
No. 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 Are you kidding me? All right, everybody. We're just going to check and see if there's an after credit scene because I'm really hoping there is. There's not one on this episode. Kelsey.
Liesl.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Why must they do this to us?
Yeah.
To me.
You personally.
Yes.
I know, it was looking like it was just going to be a fun little, like,
I
research
know.
episode.
Yeah,
and-
exactly. I was kind of expecting it to be like in the library again. Like just minus a little girl and a dog.
Well, they had their two bodyguards.
That's true. Yes.
And Armstrong showed up many times.
He did.
And Sheska. You met Shetska.
I
love
did.
Shetska.
I really like her.
She's amazing.
Do we get to see her again?
Yes.
Cool.
Mhm.
I'm very excited.
She's a recurring character.
Yay! She reminds me of a character in a show that is like a very spunky little doctor.
Do you remember the
Moving
show?
on.
Okay.
But yeah, I really liked it. I do have a thing to say.
Yes.
This episode, I think, was the first time that I had seen the characters change into the different shapes mid-scene. Like normally it's like a camera, like a shot, and then it goes to a different shot and they're a different shape, and then it goes back, you know. And in this episode specifically, it happened twice where it was like right on a person and they like changed and then went back. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like they ease you in though, which I appreciate.
Yeah, there were a few, I feel like, especially so with Sheska, because she is very dramatic.
Yes.
So there were a lot of those scenes were around her.
Yeah.
Because when she was lamenting her situation and when the boys were telling her how thankful they were. And
Yes.
just everything. And then Armstrong, just every time.
Yes. Sheska and Armstrong are a hoot and a half. Yeah. Together. They should put on a Shakespeare play.
Just the two of them.
Yes.
Playing every character.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
That's all they need. I have questions that you will not answer.
You don't know that?
So what's going to happen with the missing screw?
No comment.
Yeah.
I don't know. What usually happens when there's a screw left out of something?
Sometimes nothing.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes there are just extra parts.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's not this case. No.
No.
Well, even when I was for a minute right at the end there before I really wanted Ed to say the sentimental thing to his brother too. I'm interested to see what that will be.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it'll come back around at some point. But when he was moving his arm around, it was like a little bit extra clanky when he was moving it. And I was like, maybe it's just going to fall off here.
Yeah.
And that's all that'll happen.
No problems.
Yeah, maybe that's all that'll happen.
It'll be like when you're reading your phone, when you're laying in bed and you
and
accidentally drop
on your
it.
face. Yes.
Yeah, that's not what happens.
Done that so many times. There was one time it was really bad and I thought I was going to have a fat lip. I didn't, but it was close.
Oh, no.
Yes.
So when Sheska introduces herself, she talks about how she has like a perfect memory of things she's read. So
Recall.
what do you think about? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Super cool.
Yeah, other than it's super cool.
I think that's so cool. Like I love the idea of being able to like read a book and remember it verbatim. Oh man, do I want that skill.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person like I know lots of people that can just quote movies and movie scenes and like go back and forth, and I'm just like, yeah.
That's kind of, I'm like, oh, that's great. Yes.
It's like I get where that's from, but I can't quote any of it back
Yes,
to you.
exactly. Yeah. There are like certain things, but I had to actually train myself, you know, to be able to quote certain things.
Yeah. It's an enviable skill.
Very enviable, yes. But very cool. Reminds me a little bit of there's a guy in Criminal Minds that has the do you remember the difference between photographic memory and there's some kind of difference that can be clarified. I don't remember the exact details of it. But anyways, so he had one of those things. And Good Will Hunting is another favorite of my movies, and the guy in that's rated R, so probably don't watch that.
Don't watch
yes,
that one unless
don't
you're
watch
old
that
enough.
until you're older, but it is a good one to watch at some point.
Some of these are guest questions from some of the other librarians, so I'm having a little giggle as I pick which ones.
I've heard that some of them contain spoilers, so
Yes.
I'm not looking.
Yeah, we did get confirmation that Ed and Al are 14 and 15.
Yes.
So
Babies.
we've talked a little bit before about how they are literally like prodigies and geniuses. Like, do you have any thoughts about how much that is especially shown here? Because one, we see them figure out some ciphered research, and two, we get the outside perspective from Ross and I'm going to say it wrong, Ross and Brosh.
Yes.
Which are the two new kids, because they were like, these are kids.
Yes.
Like,
right.
What is your opinion on that?
And it was interesting watching them react to the kids and being like, what are these kids doing here? Like, what is going on with these children?
Because it's so easy to forget that, like, they are kids.
Yeah.
Especially because it's an anime, because a lot of anime has, like, the young person.
Right.
Is, like, the hero, and everyone just kind of accepts that. But here, it's like, no, they're teenagers. It's just kind of, they got... Ed got special exception to become a state alchemist so young.
Yeah.
And so the people that are used to working with them usually treat them like adults and working peers because they are coworkers.
Yeah.
Whereas Ross and Brosh had just met them and did not know what
they were like,
to do.
These are kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved when they were in the car and they were like, why are you wearing a suit? And then everybody was just awkward potatoes for the rest of the scene. It was great. But yeah, I think it's really interesting because they seem so much older. It's an interesting thought process too, like the moral implications of having these young kids
Yeah.
working for the government and doing the things that they're doing. And, you know, it's a very interesting discussion topic for sure.
Yes. Touching back on that, so Ross and Brosh, like,
Yes.
what did you think of their behavior? Because they were a bit gossipy, they were a bit chatty, they were not very good secret keepers at all.
Well, and I feel like it's just like such a weird thing to see at an L, you know, like just, and especially if Armstrong is asking them specific
how could
questions.
you say no to Armstrong?
I know, to that mustache. And the sparkles and the tears and the shirt.
Well, and you have to, they didn't dig into it in the episode, but Ross and Brosh are much lower on the like hierarchy totem pole.
I see.
Because Armstrong,
makes
I
sense.
think, is a major at this point.
Okay.
And then Ed, I don't remember his official title, but like state alchemists are already like up here in the hierarchy. And because everyone that wears the blue coat works for the military.
Yeah.
But they may not be an alchemist as well, which is the case for Ross and Brosh. Neither one of them is an alchemist. They just work for the military.
Yes, yeah.
And it's really interesting meeting them and seeing them interact with everyone because they are lower in the hierarchy. They aren't alchemists. And they're also like, I kind of peg them as somewhere in their 20s. So like in a traditional sense, like they would be the younger kids.
The new kids on the block. Yes, yeah.
And so it was really interesting seeing them because if you didn't know about Ed and Al, you'd be like, oh, what are these two kids doing working for the military? And these like 20-year-olds.
Exactly.
And I can say that because I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm like those kids.
Me neither. I know. Those little ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just babies.
I know, babies. But yeah, I think it is really interesting. And it almost gives you a little insight into the rest of the world.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times I think in the show, for me personally, I get lost in the storyline and I'm just like in this universe where like 14 and 15-year-olds are in the military and are geniuses and have powers.
Yep.
You know, but it was a neat perspective to have added back in to be like, no, not everyone is like this.
And I like how this show does that because that is a trope in most like adventure fantasy genre is like the young hero, the hero's journey kind of stuff.
Right.
But this show is like every once in a while they'll remind you like, no, this is the exception.
Yeah.
Like this is not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
It's just this is a unique situation. Just some of these questions. How does Al spit such wisdom?
I have thought about
like
that
he's
though.
rapping.
I know. I have thought about that though because he is such a wise child. And it's interesting. It actually makes me think a little bit of my nephew because if you spend a lot of time with my nephew, you know, he's 8. And he says the most, it's almost like without having all the things that growing up gives you, good things and bad things, you can just say things that are so deep and meaningful without even really knowing it, you know? So I feel like that's a part of it for Al, but like there's also just, he's just a very...
He's very
special,
philosophical.
Yeah, he's a special kid. I think that Ed has a lot of really amazing talents, but I feel like they are matched in Al by his empathy and compassion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Ed is very much like the rational of the two, and I would say Al is more the spiritual one of the two. Like,
definitely.
He's very inward focused. He kind of has to be because he doesn't have a body.
Yes. Oh, that's interesting.
And
discussion point. Yeah. For sure.
So he's more concerned about like what's going on in his mind, and you could also look at it like since he doesn't have a body, he's basically not going through puberty, whereas Ed is. Yeah. So he doesn't have all the chemicals doing weird things.
Oh, that's interesting too.
So he's had plenty of time to think, and it's not really a spoiler, but they do talk about it later. But you may have noticed that Ed sleeps like a normal human person typically needs to. Al doesn't.
I have noticed hints at that. I don't think it's ever been
Yeah, they haven't specifically said
addressed.
it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
He's always awake when Ed's sleeping.
Yeah.
Because he can't sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's got lots of time to just think about stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Poor kid.
yeah, he's
Aw.
a little baby.
Yeah.
Do you have any suspicions or thoughts about what Ed was about to say to Al? I know you kind of talked about that a while ago. But
Yeah. Let
that
me
big
see
secret. He was
here.
like, I haven't told you,
know.
but.
I feel like it has to, my brain is like grasping at straws right now, but like, I feel like it has to be something about their mom or something like that. Something about that whole situation.
Yeah.
Life
Who knows?
before. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it has to be about life beforehand or something. Or like, you know, that he's always been jealous of his little brother or something. Or like something like
I can
that.
definitely say the answer to
Okay.
that question is no.
Not jealous,
Yeah.
but like he's always like looked up to his little brother or something like that. The only reason I'm saying that is because I just watched the episode of Star Trek Next Gen where Picard and his brother do that. That's where that's coming
Yeah.
from. Totally separate thing, but yes.
I'm just so glad we met Sheska.
I know. I'm really excited about that, and we got a lot of character development right off the bat.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
She was like, here's my backstory and I can memorize books.
Well, and it's so funny because it not, it didn't feel like an info dump to me because it was just her being dramatic and adorable.
They do such a good job in this show of not making info dumps feel like info dumps. Like they just, they do such a good job.
And when like Ed and Al were nerding out about like figuring out the recipe or whatever, you know, like, oh man, that was great. It's just so good.
See, and as we were watching it, like I was nerding out because I'm like, but okay, like to make it an effective cipher, like do those recipes actually work?
I know.
Like, are they good recipes? Now I want to know what the recipes are.
I know. I bet we could like rewind. I bet
I
we could
was
like
trying to,
go
like,
back
read
and
them.
I know we could totally do that. Pause it and write down everything.
Yeah, just that could be a DIY.
That'd be fun. But yeah, that was awesome. That was a good episode. I didn't want it to end.
Yep.
There were a lot of things
Bit of a cliffhanger.
that I know. Not happy about that. But other than that, definitely excited.
Yeah.
And I want to watch the next one.
Yep.
Immediately.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Excited. I can't say anything.
Oh.
But I know the character that we just saw jump off the roof. He's interesting.
Oh gosh.
Very. Yeah, he's interesting.
Yeah, can the boys just please not be hurt for like another second, please? Please?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, they had the train ride back home. And
They
10
did.
days of research.
You're right. You're right. I'm asking for way too much from the Elric brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, 10 days. That's all we get.
Exactly.
Got a quota.
Yep. Now chaos must ensue. But thank you so much again. That was wonderful. And thank you guys for joining us again.
Yep.
And we will be back again Saturdays at 4 p.m. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube. If you like the videos, definitely give us a like and a share on Facebook and a like and subscribe on YouTube. Those things just really help us keep creating content for you guys and getting out and seen by more people. So,
And just as a reminder, feel free to discuss this episode in the comments on either platform, but please don't talk about future stuff because as you saw with me having to say no comment, we don't want to spoil people that haven't seen the show before.
Yes.
We're trying to allow them to have the same experience we had when we first saw it.
even for things that are terrible. They didn't warn me, guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I did warn you that there was human experimentation in this show.
You did. You did.
Yeah.
I just didn't believe you or something. I don't know.
Yeah. She didn't
I do
realize it was
know.
as bad as it was going to be.
Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or as you would say in Texas, boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy is right. Yes. That's our new catchphrase for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Boy, howdy. Because I think it fits
Yes.
the entire... Yes. But thanks again, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye.